Mark Yusko, the managing partner of the cryptocurrency hedge fund Morgan Creek Digital, is doubling down on his bullish Bitcoin (BTC) forecast despite the recent market decline. In a new interview with YouTuber Benjamin Cowan, Yusko predicts that Bitcoin's price will fluctuate for several months before exploding to six figures. Welcome to Crypto News. We will discuss Mark Yusko's crypto prediction. Stay with us until the end of the video to learn more. Like and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to get notified of all the latest updates. Let's jump to the topic. Morgan Creek Capital Management CEO and Chief Investment Officer, Mark Yusko, is now focusing on digital assets. He discusses his macro thesis on Bitcoin, investing in Asia, and his reflection for 2021 with Angie Lau, the CEO and editor-in-chief of Forecast News. Angie Lau is also the founder of the company. Yusko examines Bitcoin from every conceivable perspective, considering it not as a medium of exchange but as the foundation layer of the monetary system, with protocols such as the Lightning Network performing the role of money's medium of exchange. According to him, the network effect is a formidable force that government authorities are ill-prepared to confront. In the wake of the failure of the FTX exchange, the seasoned investor in hedge funds believes Bitcoin has demonstrated extraordinary endurance. In principle, if you look at the charts around the time that we made that bottom around the $18,000 mark, it was beginning to look like another falling wedge, he said. And once more, a falling wedge is a pattern in which, if it is broken, there is not much support until the $12,000 to $13,000 range, which is the launching point for the significant run that will occur at the end of 2020 and into 2021. When it went into free fall from the kind of $21,000 down to $15,000 after the FTX announcement, I was like, all right, here we go, we're going to test that $12,000 to $13,000 level. We didn't. That is quite a powerful argument. And I believe that what it is trying to tell me is that we are currently in the process of bottoming out. Having said this, Yusko and Lau talk about recent actions taken in China to completely do away with cryptocurrencies. Mark Yusko, an American investor and the chief executive officer of Morgan Creek Capital Management, thinks that the next bull run for Bitcoin will begin sometime in 2024. The rising excitement among investors, sparked by the halving of the BTC supply, will be the primary cause. In addition, he suggested that the present price of the most important cryptocurrency is far too low and that its fair worth ought to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000. Winter is over. Welcome to spring. The price of Bitcoin skyrocketed in 2021, reaching an all-time high of about $70,000 in November after breaking the $60,000 barrier for the first time in April. But, ever since it reached its zenith, the asset's value has been on a downward spiral and has dropped by well over half. In June, the price of Bitcoin fell to less than $18,000, largely due to unfavorable macroeconomic conditions and worldwide financial crises. The second quarter of 2022 was the quarter with the lowest level of profitability in over a decade. Numerous industry professionals believe that crypto winter is currently taking place across the market as a direct result of all of the negative events that have taken place recently in conjunction with the declining interest shown by investors. Mark Yusko, the man in charge of Morgan Creek Capital Management, stated in a recent interview that this period of price falls and uncertainty has come to an end and has been for some time. According to him, spring has arrived, and along with it, a recovery for the price of Bitcoin. So I will argue that spring has sprung. Looking at the last two cycles, we are the same number of days into that cycle where spring began, and winter ended. Spring could last months. We don't have to have an immediate bull market. Yusko made the specific prediction that the shift to the crypto summer will take place in 2024, which is the year that the next BTC halving will take place. Then when we get to summer, that's when we'll get the next speculative move, and the guess is that will come in anticipation of the next halving in 2024. The halving is an event that occurs around every 4 years that slows down the rate at which new bitcoins are generated by cutting the size of the block rewards in half. The amount of Bitcoin, BTC, that miners receive per block is 6.25 at the moment. However, that amount will decline to 3.125 in 2024. The fact that the event slows down the rate at which new coins are minted is highly optimistic for the cryptocurrency. In the same vein, according to the fundamentals of economics, the asset's value ought to increase by the trend of demand, whether that demand is stable or grows. Is Bitcoin headed for $250,000? It is well known that Yusko is an unwavering advocate of the digital asset industry, particularly Bitcoin. In the previous year, he predicted that the asset's price may climb to a total of $250,000 by 2026. Yet, he clarified that a rocky ride is ahead in conjunction with this increase. Considering that the bear market is still in effect, Yusko's assumption appears to be pretty realistic. He also predicted that Bitcoin's market capitalization would one day equal that of gold because, in his opinion, the digital asset has become the ideal store of wealth and is well on its way to taking gold's place as the most valuable asset. The CEO of Morgan Creek remains steadfast in his six-digit Bitcoin price prediction. The founder of Morgan Creek has stated more than once that he is certain in his forecast that the value of Bitcoin, BTC, will reach six digits within the next 5 years. In an interview on May 6, 2020, Yusko predicted that the Bitcoin price would easily hit $100,000 in either 2021 or 2022. Throughout the conversation, Yusko also emphasized that the Bitcoin price may reach between $400,000 and $500,000 at some point. During an interview, this week on CNBC's Trading Nation, Mark Yusko from Morgan Creek highlighted why he feels investors overlook and underestimate the most prominent cryptocurrency asset. Recently, Yusko stated, "It's just about network adoption and greater utilization. Because this is a network, its size will continue to expand at an exponential rate. This is the quickest network in the history of the world to reach a value of $1 trillion, right on the heels of the FANGs, which took, 15 to 20 years, depending on which one you look at." Anthony Pompliano, who helped develop Morgan Creek and is also a co-founder of Yusko, has stated that he expects the Bitcoin price to eventually reach $100,000. Recently, Pompliano interviewed a well-known investor on YouTube, Andre Jick, in which he discussed the basics of his prediction with Jicka's 1.52 million subscribers. Yusko is a staunch supporter of the digital gold theory, and he considers Doge to be worthless. The basics of Yusko are predicated on the equivalent of gold markets, the total value of which is estimated by CNBC to be close to $4 trillion. Yusko is adamant that Bitcoin may reach a price of $1 million per unit if digital gold is successful in penetrating even a small portion of the massive worldwide market for gold. Yusko emphasized, during an appearance on CNBC's Trading Nation, that what people overlook is that this is a technological progression of processing power that is not going away. Yusko further added, "It is an extremely powerful computing network that is destined to become the protocol for the Internet of Values base layer." Yusko, an official at Morgan Creek, was questioned by the hosts of CNBC about the recent advances that Dogecoin, Doge, and Ethereum, ETH, have achieved. In response, Yusko stated that only a select few cryptocurrencies would be successful in the long run. "Yes, there is room for a couple of protocols to survive, but there are thousands of coins, and Doge is in that category," Yusko insisted. "They're just utility tokens that have no underlying value or use case, and they'll eventually disappear. Yes, there is room for a couple of protocols to survive." The prognosis that venture entrepreneur Tim Draper made regarding the price of Bitcoin is not too dissimilar to Yusko's estimate, but it is further distant. According to Draper's forecast, the value of one Bitcoin, BTC, may reach $250,000 by the year 2022. Many put a lot of stock in Draper's prediction because he was the first person to correctly anticipate that the price of Bitcoin would exceed $10,000 per coin by 2018. If you made it to the end of this video and are interested in knowing more, in the comments section below, let us know which part of the video you liked the most. We will appreciate your comment and work to make a video on your desired topic with an account shout-out. Please like and subscribe to Crypto News and hit the bell button to be notified of our next video. Thanks for watching.